Good morning. I have just highlighted some important sentences that we had already finished doing. Okay, so first and foremost, we had started that markets have transformed in last 25 years. There has been a lot of change. Okay, and earlier when we talked of trade, we talked of taking the material from one country and then going it to some other country and producing into some goods or selling it directly over there. But now we have a change of concept. We have establishment of multinational corporations or companies, which actually are those which own factories or set up productions in different regions or more than one country. So, and normally they set up in which kind of places? Who can tell me that? Any random country? What all factors do they take into consideration? Yes, see here, they set up their production in regions where they can get cheap labor. And can you all see this, right? Is it
Yes, ma'am.
visible? Yes. So you need to keep in mind that they focus on those places where they get cheap labor and other resources, right? So here, MNC is not only selling its finished products globally, but more important, the goods and services are produced also globally. So that word produced here. So earlier it was only taking from one country and going and selling it in some other country. But now it is being produced also in different parts of the world. So now production has become complex. Okay, like see here. So where do they set up? They set up where it is, the closeness to market is taken into consideration, skilled and unskilled labor, which is available at low cost. Okay, government policies. All these are the things that the MNCs take into consideration when they want to set up their offices in different countries. Okay, the money that is spent to buy, yes, somebody wrote there foreign investment also. So money which is invested in building of all these things, that is buying the land, building machinery, technology, etc., is called as investment. And when the foreign company makes this, it is called as foreign investment. So you can definitely expect a question: what are the factors that the MNCs take into consideration while setting up their productions in different countries? So the answer for that should be, so availability of the resources, then closeness to market, skilled and unskilled labor at lower cost, and government policies are the factors which the MNCs take into consideration when they want to set up their production in some country. And what who was answering just now is about the factors, or basically the steps that they take to expand. So steps that they take is they jointly come up with some local, they do joint ventures with some local companies, or secondly, they even what is that? They even buy those companies. Okay, they even buy those companies. All right. So today, what we are going to do is, let's see whether you have understood all these concepts very clearly. Before I put the PPT, I'm just going to ask you to read this Ford Motors paragraph here, and then we'll see if you can answer those questions, and then we'll go through the PPT. Is it okay? All right, let's see whether you have understood all these concepts. Would you say Ford Motors is an MNC and why? See here, I'm just showing you. Okay, an MNC is a company that owns or controls production in more than one nation. That is the definition. So here, what should be your answer? Ford Motors is an MNC because, yes, see here, what is foreign investment and how much did Ford Motors invest in India? What is foreign investment? The answer is here. Yeah, the figure you can get from there, but see the answer here. The money that is spent to buy assets such as land, building, machines, and other equipment is called investment. When this investment is done by an MNC, it is called a foreign investment. So that part you will write first, and then how much did Ford Motors invest? Yes,
In Chennai.
1,700 crores. Okay. By setting up their production plants in India, MNCs such as Ford Motors tap the advantage not only of the large markets that countries such as India provide, but also lower costs of production. Explain the statement. Why do you think they prefer this kind of arrangement? Rather than they themselves buying up land and then setting up a project over there about Ford Motors, they decided to actually work in collaboration with Mahindra and Mahindra. Why do you think they gave importance to, right?
Mahindra.
Mahindra was already popular one. Another thing, India is a vast country, so it is definitely going to provide them with large markets, and also labor cost will be less. So they are definitely going to spend low on production. So they are saving back on their total cost of setting up the plant in India. They are doing a tie-up with Mahindra and Mahindra. Then they are having advantage of a huge country like India for their markets, and they are also saving back by employing cheap labor, which is available at abundance in India. Okay. Now, why do you think the company wants to develop India as a base for manufacturing car components for its global operations? Discuss with following factors: cost of labor and other resources in India. Are they at advantage? Are they at advantage when you talk of cost of labor?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. As the labor is cheap in India.
Okay. And what about the presence of several local manufacturers who can supply auto parts to Ford Motors? Like Mahindra and Mahindra definitely will be having tie-ups with other local manufacturers for their manufacturing of different parts of the automobile, right? So they can also tap the same advantage, right? And what will be the advantage to that local manufacturer? Will that person also be at some advantage?
The
Yes,
local
they can
supply.
get a recognition in the market and closeness to a large number of buyers in India and China. How would you account for this? India.
Local companies would have more advantage towards local customers. So
Exactly.
that's,
and
yeah.
and since India has a coastline, so obviously the seaports are available for transport of those finished goods from one place to another. So other countries in Asia are also a possible market for them if they are setting up a plant in India also, right? In what ways will the production of cars by Ford Motors in India lead to interlinking of production? Interlinking. All right, then let's hold back question number 5. I'll show today's slides as well and see if you can gain some more knowledge, and then you can give me the answer.
Okay.
Okay. In what way is an MNC different from other company? Production. Yes, so you have to
Yeah.
use it has production in more than one country.
One
Okay.
country.
Yes, and nearly all major multinationals are American, Japanese, or European, such as Nike, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Honda, Nokia. Can you guess why? Okay, this also we will keep on hold. So 5 and 7, uh, we'll keep on hold. And once we are finished with this, we can think of a suitable answer for that. All right. So we'll start with this foreign trade and market integration. Okay. So we have already studied what is foreign investment. Then what is foreign trade? Okay. The brands of products not manufactured in India, as we see, are what are foreign goods. And yet we own those products. So how is it possible? It is possible due to foreign trade. Now, what is the definition of foreign trade? When goods produced within a country are sold beyond the domestic markets, that is known as foreign trade. How do you think it benefits the buyers? Who can tell me? Does foreign trade benefit us who are going to go and buy those products? Good
As in
quality?
India.
Yes, of course, we'll get quality, and more than that, what we will get? A brand is, of course, there, but before in brand also,
Price.
price is a component of that brand. Options, yes, yes, the variety will be more. Okay, and even the competitive rate and quality, as somebody had put it just now, will also be more. So you'll have more variety to choose from, and the prices are matched by competitive markets, thus resulting in cheaper product rates. How does it result in cheaper product rates? See, in a
Yes, ma'am.
market, for example, um, there are various brands. Like somebody has just now come up with the word brand. Okay, so you go for example watches or jeans or cosmetics. There are number of brands that are available in the market. When that company will fix the price for that product, it has to be in a competitive way to the other products. I cannot keep it exorbitantly too high, because if it is too high, then nobody will buy my product. And if it is too low, they may have a question mark regarding the quality of my product. So I have, as a company, I have to do a proper market survey and see that my prices, the prices that I am fixing for my commodity in the market, are as competitive as that of other products. And then if I see that yes, I'm matching with those, I can give them some offers or something by which my product may appear cheaper to them, and they will jump to buy my product instead of some other product. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say you're going to a market to buy some cosmetics. Okay, take two brands. Let's take L'Oreal and let's take Maybelline. Okay, you're going and you're buying something and you compare the prices. Hmm? So you realize that one product is costlier than the other. So definitely you want to go for a lower one. But when you go for a
Yes.
lower one, you may have a doubt in your mind that why is this product that less in price as compared to the other company? Is it having some issues?
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, if I am giving that product, like, buy one, get one. So that offer, it entices me to buy that. I feel I should buy it.
Okay.
Correct. And that is the competitive. So because if I want to survive in the market, I have to offer something which is better than my opponent. Right. And that betterment should not come at a high cost to the consumer. That means as a customer, I should not feel I'm landing up spending too high on it. In fact, I am getting some better offer or better result if I'm purchasing this. Are you understanding
Hmm.
now? Anyone has any doubt still?
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So when goods produced within a country are sold beyond the domestic markets, that's known as foreign trade. So we saw how it benefits us as the customers. How do you think it benefits the sellers now, those who are selling it? Let's see. Products go beyond domestic markets. So first and foremost, earlier what they were doing was they were selling only in their area, state or country. So now they may get an international recognition. So the products will go beyond domestic markets and a chance to compete in foreign markets. So once you know that your product has the quality and the ability to stand in front of other products in the market, or they hold a good chance to fetch you a good profit, you have that competitive spirit in you and you want to sell those in the global market. So this is how foreign trade helps markets to connect or integrate across countries. Are you getting? See, you have to
Yes.
link all together. In the first class, we had also discussed. I gave one example of, for example, when you take the jeans of Levi's, which is a well-known brand in the market, they are getting those jeans stitched from some local traders or local tailors, basically in some remote villages of some countries where labor is available at a cheaper price. So if you see, behind every jeans they may land up spending only 200, but in the market they are selling that product for not less than 2000. So Levi's as such is only American brand, it's an American company, but now it's having a name of it, like worldwide it is famous. Are you understanding? So it is integrating or connecting one part of the world to another. So it is integrating, or it's like a kind of network. It's like you are getting it stitched in one part of the world, you are transporting it to some other part of the world where you may get a good market, and there you are selling it at a higher price where you can earn a lot of profit. So this is all integration. So now what we read today was from page 59 to 61. So I'll do one thing, I'll put the textbook here again. Yes. So this is what we were doing. So foreign trade creates, I've highlighted the important points in the textbook here. So if you have a copy of your own, you can highlight them as well in your book. Foreign trade creates an opportunity for the producers to reach beyond the domestic markets. This is what we saw. That is markets of their own country. So they can go beyond their geographical boundaries of their own country, they can go global. Producers can sell their produce not only in markets located within the country but also compete in markets located in other countries. And for buyers, import of goods produced in other countries is one way good for expanding the choice of goods. That is where we use the word variety. Okay, options. So see this. This is our most famous example, isn't it? Yes. Can someone read it for me?
Chinese toys in India. Chinese manufacturers learn of an opportunity to export toys at a higher price. They start exporting plastic toys to India. Buyers in India now have the option of choosing between Indian and the Chinese toys. Because of the cheaper prices and new designs, Chinese toys became more popular in the Indian markets. Within a year, 70 to 80% of the toy shops have replaced Indian toys with Chinese toys. Toys are now cheaper in Indian markets than earlier. What is happening here? As a result of trade, Chinese toys come into the Indian markets. In the competition between Indian and Chinese toys better. Chinese toys prove better. Indian buyers have a greater choice of toys and at lower prices. For the Chinese toys markers, for
Makers, for the
makers,
Chinese toy makers.
for the Chinese toy makers, this provides an opportunity to expand businesses. The opposite is true for Indian toy makers. They face losses as their toys are selling much less.
Yes. So if we see this, this is sort of globalization. Chinese manufacturers are trying to sell their products in India. So as consumers, as buyers, what is that giving us an advantage of? First and foremost, who can tell me this word? It is giving us an option of choosing. It is giving us an option of cheaper designs. It is giving us an option of new designs. Okay. So this is the advantage to a buyer. What is the advantage to the company who's selling it? It's a profit for them. And for the local business, will it be a profit? Because we are not talking of this as an MNC. We are not talking of this in terms of whether they are doing a tie-up. They are just doing it as a trade. So see here, the opposite is true for Indian toy makers. They faces loss as their toys are selling much less. Understood this? So globalization is definitely proving beneficial, but yes, as we proceed with the chapter, we will see that it is definitely having a positive as well as a negative impact on one or the other strata of the population. Yes, is it clear? Any doubt still here? All of you? Can I have somebody else? Can somebody read that definition of integration of markets for me here? Can you
Good.
read this,
Okay.
which I've highlighted here in yellow, this paragraph? This is the
Yes.
definition.
Goods travel from one market to another. Choice of goods in the market rises. Prices of similar goods in two markets tend to become equal, and producers in two countries now closely compete against each other, even though they are separated by thousands of miles. Foreign trade thus results in connecting the market or integration of markets in different countries.
Yes. So now is it clear? Now can you think of answer to that question number 5? With all that we have discussed just now, that foreign trade is giving advantage to the buyers and to the sellers. Okay, we are just talking of the positive points right now. Let's think about the disadvantages to the local people later in the chapter. But now that we are concentrating on the positive aspects of it, it is providing us with a lot of options. It is giving the selling company a lot of profit, and it is connecting the markets of the world. So that is the integration in one way or the other. So now can you think of that question which we had left behind in that Ford Motors part here? In what way will the production of uh, Ford Motors in India lead to interlinking of production? And in way, because this part is talking about integration of markets. Here, how it will lead to integration, the interlinking of production. Some of the answer is here itself. I don't know why you are not able to give me that time.
Does
Yes.
export help in interlinking of productions? I mean,
See, interlinking of production here, this export point you can use for if the word here is integration. Okay. Interlinking is what? They have done a collaboration with the local company, which is a well established name in India. They are expecting the supply from the manufacturers who are already helping Mahindra and Mahindra. So in this way, they are interlinking their production with the local company. So this word over here is very, very important. Are you understanding this? Interlinking of production means what? They are getting it done from Indian people itself, okay, and the production, okay, the production, and then they are selling the entire car in different countries. Are you understanding the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. So by doing this, what are they actually doing? Their main target of any company, when you open up any business or a trade, the main important part for it is to earn profit, right? To earn profit. And how do I earn profit? When I am spending less on my production, but I am able to get a huge selling price for it. Right? In maths, you have studied, right? When the selling price is more than the cost price, we earn a profit. So here, if you are already just doing a tie-up with a local company, you are saving back on your cost, which you will spend behind totally setting up that project or that company in a new foreign. And then you are employing the labor from there itself. You are taking the manufacturer. So obviously you are saving on transport price and the price that you may spend to give the laborers in your own country. So as compared to US dollars, money currency rate in India is lesser. So when you are spending only in rupees, you are actually spending less, isn't it? Yes. Is it getting clearer? Okay. So now come to the seventh. Nearly all these companies are American, Japanese, or European. And why? Can you guess why?
These are the major production companies. Like they own many, major companies of world, right? So, these countries own major companies.
See, after World War II, these countries, the countries in Europe continent, or these Japanese or Americans, they uh, have proven themselves to be economically very strong. And you have studied a chapter on development last year, in which you have studied that the report that is made by to see which are the developed and the underdeveloped and the developing countries of the world. You see that their overall average income of these companies, these countries, is much higher. That is why they are called developed countries. They are having lot of ways in which they can earn money. So these are the most important places where a number of well-known companies were already set up. So that is the reason. And again, European has the countries in Europe, they have a good transport system that's available. And Japanese have closeness to markets of the Asian countries. So these are all advantageous points for them. Okay. So I hope you have understood today's work, and we'll continue it next time. So please revise. Thank you so much.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.